Yeah, I mean, yeah, the testing resulted in a few design changes, and so we had to go back and print a few more fittings and change how things were set up. Um, Going along in parallel with the testing was also like the final design of the of what we would imagine it would look like if we presented it as a production part, which we didn't actually produce. So in parallel in the second round, as we were finalizing the functional object, we were building kind of the next version of it that we didn't physically make, but we were kind of ready to go there. Using the computer aided design software, we were kind of taking what worked in the prototype and implementing that into the final case and enclosure, routing of, where would we put the electrical power and all these sorts of things. Yeah. Um, there's that too, the electrical component too. I didn't mention that, but I got involved in that too because mechanical design today almost always involves electrical design. This was definitely a project that had a fairly decent electronic component to it, and those two got to go together. So we had to coordinate with the electrical designers of how many boards there were going to be, and then we figured out where we'd put them and that sort of thing. And I ended up fabricating a shield for our Arduino, which was something I'd never done before. I've done a little with Arduinos, a fair bit actually, but I'd never built my own shield, which is basically a PC board that you put on top of the Arduino that you put all your routings in. And then we put header pins on that with cables that went out to things to kind of, make it a more professional kind of setup rather than a breadboard with a bunch of wires. So I did that as well. But I want to just mention that I think that is a great example of engineering collaboration. I didn't really know what I was doing on that. I'd never done it before. But another person on our team who was in Pennsylvania had it down, like totally. And so they could have just walked in and done it, but they couldn't walk in and do it. They had to tell me how to do it. So we did this via Zoom on a Saturday, and I spent that the poor person spent 6 hours staring at my hands, talking to me, walking me through the whole thing, and we got it done, and it worked perfect. And it was actually, for me, a highlight of the entire project because it really illustrated that you could do collaborative work at a distance when you need to via this technology. And I learned a lot that day. It was really cool.